Welcome to part 2 of our two-part series of measures and looping in Ableton Live and with the Ableton Push. This is Mr. Goodman, and here are our learning objectives for this lesson. I can define the term measure, I can define the term time signature, I can define the term loop, and I can loop one measure in Ableton Live. And our essential question, how does identifying measures help me understand looping in Ableton Live? Now, very quickly, we're going to go over what we talked about in our last lesson about measures, and we're going to start with the definition. A measure is a segment of time. So here on the staff, you'll see we have measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, and measure 4. In Live, we have measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, and you can tell how the measures are split up with these bar lines and the bar lines in Live. And the time signature tells us the amount of beats in a measure. So you'll see we have 4/4 time, which means we have 4 quarter notes in each measure. And you will see the time signature in Live, which is in the top corner, 4/4, 4 quarter notes in each measure. Now we're going to talk about the word loop. A loop is a section of music that repeats over and over and over and over and over, however many times you'd like it to repeat. Now, you might recognize this drum beat that we learned in one of our previous lessons. Ta, 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 ta on kick, snare, kick, snare. Now, if we just said it one time, boom, ka, that would not be a loop. A loop has to repeat over and over, which is what these arrows are for. So if we are looping this pattern, we would do ta, 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 then back ta, 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 ta. This is what a loop sounds like in Live. Remember, if we test the sounds, we get a little drum loop. So let's click this to test it out. You'll hear it just keeps repeating that same little drum pattern over and over. Now we are going to learn how to create our own loop in Live using this kick, snare on ta drum beat. So the first thing we need to do is load up a drum kit, and remember we do that by clicking on drums, and then we should have kit core 707. I'd like you to pause the video right now and load up the kit core 707. Great. Now your push should have changed from the white and blue pads onto the 16 yellow drum pads, and we're ready to first record our little pattern. Now, I just want you to record it for one measure. So kick, snare, and then done. And we record by hitting the record button, and you'll hear the click, 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 which we think of as 1, 2, ready, go. And then we record our drum beat. So I'm going to do that now. Press the record button. 1, 2, ready, go, click, and then pause it. We can listen to the pattern by pressing the play button. But you'll see if it keeps playing, it doesn't loop. So we have to pause it with the play button. And now we are going to learn how to loop. You'll see we have a 1 measure loop right here. You'll see the kick, snare. Now, to loop this 1 measure, we are going to click the beginning of the timeline. And what I want you to do now is click and drag until this measure is highlighted in blue. When it's highlighted in blue, you hold down the control button and then just tap the L button. L stands for loop. So hold control and press L. And then you'll see this little thing called a loop marker appeared. So now if we press play, it should loop our drum beat. Let's listen. And there's the loop. And I'm going to stop it. So what I want you to do right now is first record the kick, snare pattern, and then remember you click at the beginning, highlight it, dragging it over, hold the control button, and then press L. And you'll see this little loop marker appear, and then press play to hear your looped pattern. Now, if you had forgotten something when you go into live and on your push, you can always come back to this video and scroll back and listen to me teach how to do it again. But right now, your goal is to loop this one measure of playing the drums. So try it out. Once you have your loop, I would like you to raise your hand and I will come over and check it out. Try it out.